Okay, so this is a little cat head we are about to paint. It is a spun cotton base, the one I almost threw in the maybe later box as I already did a few years ago. She's not a masterpiece in a sculpting sense because I'm not too happy with her snout, and the eyeball needs more definition, but then I thought it might be interesting to show the painting process, so I ended up finishing it, and now I'm pleased how she turns up, and I think she's cute. While I work, I'll try to share a few thoughts and tips, maybe they help, because I know this part can bring some challenges and frustrations. And we won't be focusing on the collar or the little hat, just the painting part. Okay, so first, it's always a good idea to have a reference image or a sketch, because a cat's head isn't exactly the simplest thing to paint. There are a few key features to pay attention to. If we don't have them in sight, the mind tends to wander and make things up, and that's when the problem starts. I'll be using acrylic paints from various brands along with a few brushes in different sizes. First, I'll cover the surface with a layer of white acrylic, though you can use gesso for this step as well. I suggest starting with the eyes since they are the key to the entire expression. They are what will bring the character to life. And if we paint everything else first and then struggle with the eyes, all that effort might come to waste. And that's why it's better to focus on them right away. First, I'll sketch them out with a pencil to make sure they are symmetrical. I'll try to paint the eyes realistically, but this can be simplified by using no more than 2 colors plus white. I choose brown shades because I didn't want the eyes to stand out too much, like they might with, say, a bright green, since the cat's eyes are already the most prominent part of the cat's face. I'm using yellow and brown with white for the area around the pupil, and the upper part of the eye just under the eyelid will be darker than the lower part. The best advice I can give is, while you are searching for the ideal eye color and working on shading, always work on both eyes at the same time. Every shade, shadow, and highlight should be identical as possible because the imagined light source hits both eyes the same way and creates identical reflection. When we work with the larger characters, that usually means their eyes are bigger too, and in that case, it is often a good idea to look slightly to the side by shifting and enlarging pupils a bit, because a straight, direct gaze can feel too intense. A sideways glance tends to look softer and more innocent. If you'd like to take your eye painting a step further, I recommend studying the geometric form of a sphere. Look up some references and observe how light falls on it and where the shadow appears. Then try to recreate that yourself. Start with achromatic tones maybe, and later add a touch of color. This is the best way to truly understand how everything works, technically speaking. And if you're still at the stage where painting eyes feels intimidating, just take it slow. Sometimes two simple black dots with a white highlight can be more charming and sweet than cold, precisely painted eyes. Most importantly, approach the whole process with a sense of adventure, relaxed, light-hearted, but focused. Even if things don't go so well right away, that is all normal. The more you practice, the less anxiety you will feel, and the more you learn to forgive yourself for mistakes, the easier it will be to grow. This is truly the most valuable advice I can give you, and you'll notice here later as well that there were some awkward or not so precise brush strokes. So I'm slowly shaping the eye area, trying to find the right balance. The upper lid will be more defined and darker. The most challenging part for me was the snout. Not because it is complex to paint, but because I had left the nose too wide in sculpting stage. So I took it very slowly, trying to create a sort of illusion to make the nose narrower. And if you're not yet at the stage where your sculpture looks well shaped with all the details you want, just simplify. You can do a lot with painting and creating magic that way. And you can always come up with a simple stylization and win hearts with the eyes or maybe some other detail that you mastered. For the rest of the head, I use one dominant shade and apply it very loosely because I will add the other accents with just a few brush strokes of white and a darker versions of base color. So I will not do precise fur detail. This is an expressive approach. This method is just as convincing, but a bit faster and more relaxed. You will notice that with this first layer of gray paint, I'm not trying to fill in all white areas of the base. I do this because I will be using white and other shades of gray, so everything will come together nicely in the end and look natural. And when we're working on a larger surface, make sure your brush is drier when applying the accent layers. That way the paint will go on more transparently, spread more easily, and the effect will be softer and more diffused. At this stage, I'm still exploring the ideal pattern and accents for the fur. Some strokes are off, but they're easy to fix since I'm working with pastel neutral tones. And I must say that there's about 30 seconds of footage missing in this video. I thought I had recorded it, but the camera didn't activate. It was the part where I worked on the nose and added just a few strokes above the eyes, which really helped define the cat's expression and the fur texture. So sorry about that. I just couldn't believe that happened, but what can you do? I just couldn't go a few steps back and start all over again. In any case, I've shared the most of my process, and if it resonates with you, feel free to try some of this and to apply it. This piece is now finished and it is cute decor for any desk or shelf, I think. And seriously, I have to make myself a collar like this one. I hope this was helpful and fun, and if you like it, feel free to share it or to give it a like. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you soon. Bye!